This is Jack Stanley, and I want to talk about a milestone for myself. Tomorrow, which will be October the 3rd, I will turn 60 years of age. That's a pretty amazing thing when you think about it. You know, all of us who are afforded the chance to reach 60, think of how many people, I think of how many friends of mine have not been afforded that chance, who died young. I think of all the people in the world who have died young. I'm very lucky. I have lived to see the age of 60. Now, when I was a kid, 60 was old. And, it was like that dreaded word, 60, the S word as we called it. And we used to talk about it like in school and things like that. Well, I have to say that 60 is very different than how I perceived it. And to be honest, I think it's probably very different than how most people have perceived it, because we think of it as almost like the end, and in many respects, I think we need to look at it as just the beginning. We're not our grandparents. When our grandparents were 60, they were old. I remember my grandparents, they were old people. It's amazing how the world has changed so much. What do they say, 40 is the new 30 or something like that? There are limits to these things, of course, but 60 is indeed not 60 of our grandparents' age. I know for myself, I have to look at it realistically, that in the scheme of life, that we might call our life a play, and that we have 4 acts within our play, up to 20, maybe to 40, to 60, and then to 80. So I can say that I'm entering the final act of the play. Now, the interesting thing about this final act, it can be a very long act, or it could be a short one. We as human beings come with no guarantee. I have no idea how long I will live. Maybe if we knew how long we were going to live, we'd drop dead from the fear of it all. But the thing is, I wanted to say a lot of things about getting a little bit older. First off, being 60 is not old. It's quite young. I can do anything I could do when I was 38. Now, it might tell you I was pretty pathetic at 38. But seriously, I don't feel any different. Intellectually, I feel more confident today than I did back then. I'm more comfortable in my skin because perhaps I have come to accept things. It's an interesting thing how you start to look at the world and yourself as you get a little older. You come to accept things. You come to realize that certain things that you thought would happen would not, and you come to accept the fact that that is the truth. I know for myself I have a lot more to do. I have a lot more to study. I have a lot I want to share. I have a lot of people to talk to. I have so much more to do with the history of sound recording and a history of many different things. I want to teach and share. And I think that's important. And I hope that each and every one of you, upon reaching 60 or 70 or maybe even 80 and beyond, say, I've got a lot more to do. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I figured I would share this little moment of great change, because we do have to accept the fact that turning 60 certainly does get your attention, because perhaps for the first time, probably not, but probably for the first time with some good amplitude, you get to start looking at your own mortality. And that can be a little disconcerting at times. But one thing I'd like to mention that I think is very, very important And that is that turning 60 might be one of the greatest moments of our lives, because we start to look at life and how precious it is. We look at everything we do and realize that we have lived much longer than what is left, and that we should cherish and we should make the most of the time that remains. So, my friends, take it from a 60-year-old. God, it's a little hard to get used to that, you know. But take it from a 60-year-old. Treasure everything that you do when you're 20. We all say this. We all hear it. We never listen. It's part of life. But with time grows patience, grows wisdom, hopefully, and grows knowledge. And hopefully, for myself, I can take what I have learned, and over the next few years, hopefully the next 20 plus years, I can give back to man everything that I have learned and share it, learn from it, and experience from the young, from the old, and go from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the fact of getting older, don't worry about it. It is not what you think it is. I had my illusions, but if I can put it this way, the best analogy I can say is, it's a pool. The water's fine. Hop in and enjoy. We've only just begun. Take care, ladies and gentlemen, and precious, precious time. Enjoy every bit of it. Thank you.